so because he grew up in the same shit town that I did. But I found him this year and I'm so glad that I did, and I'm very honoured to have him on our stage. So please, I mean rabble rousing because he's going to rouse you, so you might as well rouse him first. Please welcome with all your might to the Wandering Word stage, it's Chris the Poet!
Oh, fuck. Right, icebreaker. This girl told me this joke yesterday. Said she wandered in her bedroom and she found this fucking wardrobe that weren't even hers, right? And so she goes, so she opens the wardrobe door. There's 3 fucking kids sat in there in the snow. She went, what the fuck are you doing there? And they went, none of your business, mate. Right, yeah, so. Yeah, he was a nerd poet, right? An old school, crusty convoy poet motherfucker.
Woo!
Alright? So
bring on the crust!
Set list. Oh yeah, most people say the dog ate my set list. Someone made a rap out of mine, look at that. Can I take these off? Will you still like me?
Ish.
How do you stop a dog shagging your leg? Pick it up and suck its cock.
No.
Oh yeah, look round, look at the quality of my bitches. Fucking hell, mate. Yes, I. Yes, I. People keep thinking I'm a dad, you know what I mean? Strange enough, I am. Anyway.
Come on, Daddy.
Just over a Doncaster, do you know what I mean? Alright, hang on, my set list is according to this. I've got to give you this. This is just a really quick one. This for people not as involved and intelligent as you lot probably, but it's like a Kickstarter and it gets my brain into their flowing mode. Right. It depends who you talk to. The story you get. Around the town, up and down with the people you've met. In the pub for some grub. In the lav with the chavs. All that nodding and talking and beer going down fast. Spraffing and laughing and choking on fags, building castles of fag ash and links to the past, and solid emotions, and not moving on, a frozen vibration to break with a gong. I don't know what I said, but I know it was wrong for the time and the space, and I got in their face, beamed lots of light and took over the place. There was down in their glasses and shaking of hands, had a word with the barman and left with some cans. Right. Right, bit more rabble rousing. Oh no! God, there's this weird thing, right? Has anyone else noticed, right? As the fucking government, secret society networks, security operators keep blowing shit up to justify doing fucking weird things, you know what I mean? Anyone else notice that? You know what I mean? Is it just me? Maybe I'm fucking paranoid. Wake up and smell the flowers. You've lain asleep for hours. 9/11 reached to heaven with the fall of the Twin Towers. Because when you push that dark out, you're going to get the light back. In an elastic whip crack to set the world back on track. Suck out the poison and say, get off my lawn. And don't ever come back to the man on the stack in the black with the smack and the jail and the rack. We deserve to be happy. Enough of this shit. Though the future's uncertain, I know you're not it. As I know things get better, I'm quite mad for a bit. It's the triumphant return of a world that's been split by the us and the them and the it. Division, illusion, division. Compartmented at birth with a sharp tunnel vision. Then you're back, naught you lack. You're a man on a mission. Turn your back on adversity, shit and derision. Raise your game, use your brain. Life's a gift in a prison, and we're toasting marshmallows while the phoenix is risen. But if ever you feel small, or you feel left out at all, just remember you're born in this age, to the call, where the trumpets have sounded and the bastards will fall. That you're blessed, it's no test, now's the best time of all. You can ever be fucking born in when we tear down the wall. At the base of the pyramid let the eye fall, expire the haze like a raft in a squall. Don't go back, take it forwards, the next level is here. Well, we'll be feeling our needs and manifesting them near. God awakening in man and our relationship clear. At the true death of death, and we face all our fears. FatSweatyPoets.com. This one's called Babylonians, but as my girlfriend pointed out, it looks like I've written Baby Onions, so maybe I should call it Baby Onions. This one kind of follows on from that one, kind of thing. This one's like a tip to the ladies to show I'm not all like postmodern humorous misogyny. You know what I mean? Women are the new window lickers, though, and made all the bad people in the world. Who am I to really say anything?
What?
Right. Babylonians are rule things, so why not me? Let's form a cabinet. The me will be we. The voters, they'll cherish our integrity. We'll start facing our problem like a group lost in a wood, awaiting that beacon so brightly employed. God inspire a young leader, a leader of men who can unite a planet in spite of the them. His name might be Fatty. He might come from Carlisle, but a real second coming, would it not make us smile? Let us know that the show's unique and worthwhile. Still, to Christians I say, holy blood or a cup, or just shut the fuck up. Because your church multinational monopoly on prayer is behind and beneath me, do not even go there. You can shove all your guilt trinkets up your holders that pinkest, meet me head on and aware that this life's a stride, a fairground ride, we meet on while we're there. An endless lifeline vista is the view from the top car beside you. Mother, lover, sister, known by many names and ma. She holds the keys, cures the disease and walks the patient far. She gets my vote, I'll take her coat, scrape frost from off her fucking car. Don't I go on blah, blah, blah. Occasionally get the rounds into the bar as well. I'll leave that line out in case anyone takes me seriously. Oh yeah, you're going to love this one, right. This is for weird reason, right? I've got loads of really interesting shit to say, but this is my most requested poem. It's called Have You Ever Shot Yourself? It's like, so, shove 50p up my arse, press F5, you know what I mean? Like a fucking walking human jukebox. Hey, have you met my friend Chris? Tell him this shit was good. I'm in a corner dribbling somewhere, fucking bottle of rum in my hand. But anyway, I personally, I've never shot myself. Of course, say when I was a baby, but apparently I did it fairly often, but you know. But if I get really bad diarrhea nowadays, I just use a mummy bullet. That's the way forward. Great use of tampons. When you've got proper poma pissing out me arse, right? Festivals, whatever, you know what I mean? If you've had like a dodgy fucking goat burger down there, whatever, right? Say, darling, have you got one of your mummy bullets? Get it up there. You can also infuse them with drugs and things like that as well, right? So it's like does the job at the same time. It's like sorting you out. Like load of 2CB, whatever, whoop! So anyway, so I met this girl yesterday, and I told her my poem, and she told me this story. She went, oh, I shot myself, oh God, and told me this story, right? And so what she'd apparently done, this is true, right? She'd going out with this new guy, and she'd only known him for about 2 or 3 weeks, and she's like, oh, I really like him. She'd then fart in front of him, you know what I mean? Don't want to pick her teeth, you know what I mean? Don't want to admit she's got a bridge, you know, all that kind of thing, right? And so she's still at the shaving her pussy stage, you know what I'm saying, right? And so basically, she's in bed with this guy on the first time they'd ever slept together, and she woke up in the night, went, oh, coughed, went, oh, and did a little poo, right, in the bed on these fucking white sheets, right? So she just rolls off and goes, oh, what the fuck am I going to do? He's snoring away, right? So she went to the kitchen, she got a spatula, scooped it up, wiped it on his arse, woke him up, told him he'd shat himself. That's a fucking beauty, that, isn't it, right? And then this other person, you get all these shit stories when you do this poem, right? Anyway, right? So this other person, can I plumb the depths? All right, is that all right? All right, okay. Right, so this other person, right? She was 16 years old, she'd left home, went to a festival, and she basically commandeered a tent, and she found a bag, and she'd never really done any drugs. She found a bag with loads of drugs and loads of pills, so she put them in this tent thing, and she ate loads of them, not knowing what to do, and she ended up in a real bad state. And security wouldn't let her in all the time. They're going, come back when you're a bit straighter like that, but she wasn't doing, because every time she'd go back to the tent, there's a big bag of fucking drugs there. Actually, she was like, in a bit of a state. So this hippie couple said, you must come and stay in our yurt. Right? And they got her in their Land Rover, and they were looking after her, blanket on her or something, and they put her to bed in their yurt. And she woke up, and she'd somehow fucking shat everywhere. She'd exploded all over the whole yurt. And they asked her to leave, and she went on the road. So anyway, is that enough of a build-up, really? Where's my 50p? Right. Have you ever shat yourself? Did you get a fright? Have you ever shat yourself and did you get it right? Have you ever shat yourself and then disowned the smell? Have you ever shat yourself and promised not to tell? Have you ever shat yourself and thrown it at a monkey? Have you ever shat yourself? Guess not if you're a junkie. Have you ever shat yourself and got it in your eye? Have you ever shat yourself? You're gonna when you die. Have you ever shat yourself when you were doing coke? Have you ever shat yourself and left your pants to soak? Have you ever shat yourself when you were high on mud? Did you ever want to shit yourself but never knew you could? Have you ever shat yourself when sleeping with a hunk? Have you ever shat yourself and found that it was spunk? Yeah, mate. Have you ever shat yourself and said, that's not enough? Have you ever shat yourself to prove that you were tough? Have you ever shat yourself on others from a height? Have you ever shat yourself to prove that you were right? Have you ever shat yourself like Noah in the flood? Shat till you were one with God and saw that it was good. Because you can sell it now as artwork. You can write it down in books. It's polluting all our reservoirs and hanging from meat hooks. Shit is watching you on camera. Shit is fighting for your soul. Shit is organising festivals and playing rock and roll. Shit is churned out to the masses who mistake it for their own, while their own shit grows unnoticed and is filling up their home. Shit is packing lock knives, killing for the gang. Shit is taking Novocaine and punching it as Chang. But shit's getting older now. Walking with a stoop. Shit's getting weary of running in its loop. So if you can shit yourself while all around are holding firm, if you can shit yourself having brewed it to full term, then the bog is yours, my son, and everything in it. Hey! Yeah, mate. That's horrible. Right, so this is specifically written for this. There's this posh Steiner poetry night in Gloucestershire where they wouldn't let me on the bill because I was too wrong, whatever. And so people used to give up their time, their space for me to go on, right? And so I wrote things increasingly more annoying, right? And I was told, you have to go away and write a real poem, really think about it, and deliver to it like a normal person would do it. I went, all right. So I did. So I went and thought about it for about 5 minutes or whatever, right? And it came out of this. Are you ready? Yeah. So stop. Do you want a chattering moment? Just a minute. Right. I'll have a go on my e-cig. You're an attractive looking audience. Marvellous. Right. Poetry is software. Leaping from a mountain. Syntax fine as angel hair. Peeing in your fountain. Voice is soft or coarse and hoarse. Wife is nice but talks divorce. Chickens tapping rhymes in Morse. Quadruple X porn starring girls without skin. Their organs are shiny, they can't keep them in. When one stands on demand, her guts fall in the bin. Vagina bin liner, tongue falls through her chin. As they all come apart to reveal that their heart is more broken than mended, suffered hard for their art. Never watch porn on mushrooms. I've tried, mate. It looks like an autopsy. Right, yeah. Right, we're gonna go into some slightly darker material now. Enough of this tomfoolery and drapery. I wrote this when I was I've been clean off smack 14 years, but I had a 10-year smack habit, and I ended up living in a park with no fucking teeth. That's why my cap fell off. They're all metal. Anyway, I was a right mess. I was still a poet though. I wrote some wicked poems during the smack period of time. You know what I mean? I had a lot of time on my hands, you know what I mean? Rain sock, leather, wet dog skin. Rain sock, weather, wanna do us all in, and then the wind swell, wind sock soak you to the skin. You're downtown, out of bounds, smell like where you been. A rain sock gutter with your wet dog kin. Keep the weather off a fella in a fucking wheelie bin. Summer come, sun come, dry dog dust. Bleach bones, paper homes, veins are full of rust. Up, down, all around, two sides to the track. But you're gone down, blown around, never coming back. But this one is all about death. This really is all the happy tunes. I really like this one though. Really, I love it. It sounds ace to a drum and bass backtrack. No, you haven't tried it, right? Sally, get the beginning of this one, right? Even if you've thrown out to the rest, or you've been listening to a lot of poets, right? Okay, so personally, it's one of my favourite first stanza things, voguing, right, that I've ever fucking written, right? Okay. It only takes 5 minutes from a smart West London flat. Only takes 5 minutes to a thin blade in the back. It's what the woman told him was the gist of what she'd said. He wanted proof, she gave him truth, now he's lying dead. He never knew that death had stalked him. She'd been there all the time. When he went to see the gypsy, she'd been 3 steps behind. And as his spirit left his body, he looked down but did not know who the strange girl was with blade in hand not 20 feet below. Never knew that out of boredom and the urge to take a life, that death herself had aimed the blow with a sharp bone-handled knife. Try the first bit, right? Right, chicks, it's good, isn't it? It is. Yeah, sexy poetry, mate. About death. Death is sitting waiting on the outskirts of LA. A train that's packed with people is heading out this way. You'll never know she's coming in when she does. She never stays, but she's here right now on the main branch line on the outskirts of LA. Death is floating, dreaming 5 miles out from Tiger Bay. A ferry full of passengers is heading home today. As the engine blew the hole right through, just one man knelt to pray in the pouring rain of a howling gale 5 miles out from Tiger Bay. Death is sitting smoking on the hills above Pompeii, waiting on an old volcano, one which rarely likes to play. And the people down below will never know that it's today that the ash will fall, their lungs will stall, and she will have her way. If Soma, with its sweet allure, were ever there to grace the minds of men, you can be sure it was cut and bagged and sold as pure. So I made inquiries most discreet, was guided through back streets and to a door. With urgent need I thought of nothing more than of this purchase, which I knew I must complete. And I knocked, as I have on many doors, and I wondered if I'd knock on many more. As darkness fell I waited in the street, I hung on every sound with bated breath. 'Twas then I heard the step of sandal feet, no stranger at the door but only death. She said, "There's one at the door at the gate to damnation. There'll be room for one more till the end of creation. There's one at the door." All the happy tunes! How long have I got left then? Till the end of time. Till the end of time.
7 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Right, okay, right, okay.
10.
Yeah, right. So we need to fit Jelly though. Right, okay, right. Alright, I wrote this in the early 90s in London. When in response, there was a girl, we couldn't score any heroin in Stockwell, so she went off to New Cross, To King's Cross, I went to New Cross. She was sold something that gave us a lethal dose. She died on the distance and circle line, going round and round and round, so no one knew she was dead for about 14 hours. So when I heard the news the next day, I wrote this in one go, never changed a word. And I'd love to find her family. She was called Little Emma. It's dedicated to her. The rocking and the shaking and the train has left the station. The shaking and the rocking and the noise is like a hammer. The throbbing and the jarring and her visions tinged with red. The throbbing in her temples and the pain is like a poison. The throbbing like her heart is beating time inside her head. The pain is horizontal like her hair has turned to splinters, and the tablets which she purchased in the station do no good. She wishes she could go and leave her body in her clothing. The pain is so profound she feels she wears it like a hood. The rocking and the shaking as the train accelerating leaves the station with a screeching whine of metal wheel on track, and the girl, now damp from sweating, winces, screwing shut her eyes as all the rocking and the shaking makes her pain increase in size. The throbbing and the pounding in her mouth is like a furnace, and the tablets which she purchased in the station make it dry. She takes from out her pocket the dark glasses someone loaned her, and because the train is rocking, because the earth is spinning, and because of her inertia finds it hard to find her face. The rocking and the shaking as the train accelerating lends a quicker, higher tempo to the drum beats from the track. She can see her own reflection, see the bricks picked out in violet, see the sparks of leaping lightning dancing naked in the black. Then a change occurs so slowly as to hardly change at all. The pain that was so violent she has trouble to recall. Dim memories like whispers float like smoke before her eyes. The events of just an hour ago she cannot visualise. And then a weight that's much too great for her to fight afflicts her arms. Her hands are like a leaden mass which drip hot sweating rivulets that start between her shoulder blades and run down to her palms. A rush of rising nausea is the same as took her over when she dined out with her father on her birthday back in May, when a wad of stir-fried seaweed and a strip of sour sushi were ejected from her stomach where they lay. And now her eyelids feel so heavy she could hardly keep them open. The bag slips from her fingertips and tumbles to the floor. And somewhere in her mind she feels aware she was mistaken when she tipped the quarter-gram into her spoon without a care. About a half an hour ago, inside a pub beside the station, she had met up with a man she knew and bought a gram of smack. She wasn't really sick, but in a flurry of impatience, she ducked into a cubicle in a toilet by the track. The gear was dark and heavy, more compact than she was used to, and hurriedly she guessed her normal hit into the spoon. A moment after shooting up, her temples started pounding, her hands began to swell and her eyes began to burn. She walked out to the platform, she wanders up and down a bit, she's trying to clear her head a bit before her train arrived. She walked across the footbridge at the kiosk, bought some anodine, got back in time to board the train, felt more dead than alive. And she can hardly feel the rocking now. The train's like a ship at sea, and lost in cool serenity, she could quite enjoy the ride. And all that she could think was there was nowhere she would rather be, in gently lapping waves of blue, as quiet as she died. That's too fucking cheerful on this, right? Jelly will cheer you up anyway. Oh yeah! Oh fuck, said the dying Spartan. You'll love this one.
Oh fuck!
Oh fuck, said the dying Spartan. Number 245. From whose mortal wounds the ebbing tide of his life went quick, slow as he gripped his knife. Wholly, utterly unaware that the grand histoire of epitaphs in granite was his fate to share. And his parting thought, as his soul took flight, was, I hope the other 299 will be alright. It's like an epitaph to light the night that's small, yet right, can piss on mate when the crunch is coming, they make you fight. So but me. This tale remained, was thought ingrained, till man forgot to teach to read the manifold where he'd spread his seed, so bountifully that the earth had sighed, that the less man read, the more he multiplied. So when the last book's leaves light a fire for thieves, the Spartan dies, free at last he leaves. And so as this little green fellow was telling me, right? The species you have chosen to inhabit is testament to your spiral core of purpose, where nothing's known but intimately, Even destruction and defeat were ne'er the enemy. And we come back here to ride the breeze, play and tease with weathered ease. Who are these? You make me wheeze, your cheap cologne, your ancient cheese, you cloud of spirits cloned like bees. To slate your addictions, to triumph or humiliation, or play the bad guy where you're far too fucking simple, stuck between a black eye and an accompanying pimple, or the holier than thou, lesser souls for to mock, gazing hard at your ring piece while you suck your own cock. But it seems there's a place on the next hill we take that's changeable, malleable, we'll see what we make. Regrets and mistakes all pulled loose at their stakes. Someone handed out cuppers and great wedges of cake! Right, that's me. Right, this Jelly Mad Wedges, right? So, when she's a little babe, she's called Jelly because her mum was a traveller with me, right? Anyway, and she had this little baby, and we say your baby's got a fucking head full of lime jelly, like that. And we made that, but she's very intelligent. Actually, she's a really good person. But she's still called Jelly to this day. Jelly Mad fucking measures, mate. She's getting married tomorrow to this boy here, Glenn. He's a traveller king. Hey.
Hello? Hi. Okay, this is a poem called Proper Weirdos. This is not one for the sexy hoes, it's just some words for the girls who are proper weirdos. I can spot you from a mile off if you're one of my kind, wearing silver earrings, glitter and trainers, you're quite easy to find. And when we're out at a rave, we're not all up in your face like winding and grinding, more likely by the front of the stage, twerking in a merkin, or shoving some socks down my trousers to make it look like a penis, then shouting to my friends, hey, come over here and see this. Cause there's no shame at a rave when you're with some wrongin' mates getting spangled. Great memories are made in parks on sunny days feeling fandangled. So if you've got a girl who's a sexy hoe, take her back and trade her in for a proper weirdo. Cause we're down to earth in so many ways, like rolling round on the ground, keeping you entertained for days. This one's called Shit, It's the Police. From quite a young age, when I heard sirens, I thought, shit, it's the police. And that fear is still instilled in me, even when I'm all legal and I've got no reason to be. I guess it's from back in the day when they used to move us from pillar to post, but what they didn't know is that as a kid, moving on in the night is what I loved the most. Waking up in the morning in new places, still feeling safe as long as there were loads of familiar faces. They would pull up in their white shiny cars and wade through a field of dirty kids, saying, Mister, are you really called the pigs? I'm sure there were some exceptions, but in the most part they showed no compassion, just citing the laws, giving eviction orders and regulation answers in a familiar fashion. So when I moved into a house and we became sedentary, when I heard sirens I still thought, shit, it's the police. But then something happened and over time these fears subsided, because in a little Devon town I never saw the police and I didn't hear the sirens. Until one day I was old enough to buy my own box on wheels, and I started to get a sense of remembering how it feels. Because surprise, surprise, I started to see the police a little bit more often, stopping me occasionally for pretty much no reason. And just like before, it seems to happen more in the summer season. But I suppose this experience might have given me some advantage, because some people when they see the police and they hear the sirens, they get the urge to fight them, because they know what the police are like. But I'd probably just cite the law, give them some regulation answers and just be polite, and smile sweetly at least until they're out of sight. I'll do one more short one, it's called Leo Lion. Lately I've been told I've got good rhythm and flow, when all this time I thought my rhymes were just so-so. So I kept them inside, but now it's time to release, to be the Leo, the lion, the woman, the beast. But there's still blurred lines and doubts in the back of my mind, thinking maybe it's not you, it's rap music that made your rhymes. Well, even if I am just saying words to a beat, I might as well make them decent and not admit defeat. So I'd like to thank Chris the poet for making me get on Sanger's stage and show it, and to the inspirational Holly McNish and Kate Tempest, who showed me the young cool female poets actually exist. And to the lyricist lyricists like Skinny Man and Soom T. When I hear their lyrics through a speaker, it makes me never want to leave. And to my boyfriend Glenn, who has never once put me down, and who treats me like a queen even when I'm not wearing my crown.